All right, guys. So I used to use Windows 10 for this, but obviously this class is Windows 11. So I have to show you how to set up a virtual machine in Windows 11. Let me share my screen here. And I'll just do screen one so you can see my beautiful floating head. So you launch Oracle VirtualBox, and this is what you see here. So this is where it's saving. That's not where I want it. This is for me. Let me find out where I want to put it. I usually have a folder for my stuff. If you ever hear a beeping, by the way, in one of these videos, it's my 3D printer going off. This to my right. So I usually have it in here where it says VMs. That's where I'm going to save it. I'm going to call it Win 11. This is just a general how we set it up. Right now, my ISO is downloading. Once it's done, I will continue. So I'll be back in a bit. And you probably just saw my Steam go off. Well, let me close that. So here's the thing also, when you're setting up a VM, never check this. Proceed with unintended. No, it'll just have you do a bunch of different things you don't want to do. So with the ISO I'm downloading from Microsoft itself, it's the newest version of Windows. I'm going to test a couple of commands that you may have to do so you can make a local account. The reason being is you don't want to tie a different account to it because then it's going to be kind of a mess because you're logging in more than one place and it get confusing. So we're going to proceed with the local account that should have administrator rights. Okay, guys? But we'll get there when we get there. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay. I'm pausing it. It'll be like a second for you. It'll be like half an hour to me, probably. So see you all in a few minutes. Everywhere is heard it not. I'll put it. All right, so you're at the screen, right? It doesn't have an ISO selected yet. So I'm gonna go here. Other, well, it sees it, but regardless, it's my old Windows 10 one, which I'm not. Oh, wait, hold on. This is my new machine. Sorry, guys. I was confused. This was looking clicked over there. Windows 10. Open. So, okay. Uncheck that, remember? We don't want to do that. Virtual hard drive. This is where you guys can kind of play with this a little bit. So I'm going to give it, let's do 8 gigs. All right, 10, whatever. CPUs, I'm going to give it 4. Not a big deal to me. For you guys, just be careful. Don't do more than a quarter. Well, hold on, let me double check one last thing because I always forget what the minimum specs are for Windows 11, to be honest. So 11 requirements. So don't give it more than the minimum is 4 gigs of RAM, which you can do. 2 cores. If you can spare that, cool. And a little bit more than 4 gigs, like 5 or 6 gigs, it'll be okay. But the storage space is what kind of sucks. It needs 64 gigs as minimum. This is why I never wanted to switch to Windows 11, but we have to, unfortunately. If for some reason you cannot generate a virtual machine for Windows 11, you will have to use your machine itself for this. Okay. Also, caveat moving forward, I'm not going to redo all my labs that have Windows 10 in it. Just use Windows 11 in place of Windows 10. The commands still work. Everything else is still the same. If that does not make sense to you, please message me on Canvas, email me, or come in during office hours, and I'll explain to you why, okay? If it's confusing at all. So I'm going to hit finish. Now I'll give it 100 just because, or yeah, 100, whatever. Just because I don't want it to, air quotes, suffocate. So it's not powered on, right? So I'm going to power it on. Start with GUI. Why not? So if you've never said Windows 11, this is how it usually goes on a virtual machine. It's a little different. So it starts up. It's going to say the BIOS, or I forget what it says or does. Yes, I have Chrome going, so I'm doing a bunch of other stuff in the background as well. So it's running, air quotes. There you go. So I want it to boot, right? I press anything. I press spacebar, X, whatever. So I can turn on. I'm going to have a sip of Diet Dr. Pepper, and I hope you guys are having a good day so far. My day is just well going. So this is pretty normal. I'm gonna hit next, right? Because it's English. Time for English. It's fine. Keyboard's US. That's fine. And I'm gonna install it, right? So I agree. Everything will be deleted. I don't really have anything there, so I'm not worried about it. Make sure you're running this in your virtual machine. Do not run this on your main computer, laptop, desktop, whatever you do, because it will wipe everything out. Again, this is only for the virtual machine. Not gonna lie, guys. I've had students in the past do it, and then they're like, what? So we get to this part, right? I don't have a key. Oh, exactly. It's online too. That's gonna drive me bananas. It's okay. It's Windows 11. So here we go. What are we going to select from here? Well, we don't want home. I'll explain why in a minute. Because we're going to do a couple things. I need some more administrative rights. So in order to go around that, I'm going to do Pro. You hit Pro, you hit Next. Get a few things ready. Here's a license and waiver. Yeah, cool beans, whatever. None of us ever read it, right? Hit accept. Please wait. And then if it tells me to make an account, here's where I'm going to try to look for that real quick. So it's going to find the hard drive I made virtually, right? It's this one here. I can either create a partition or say next where it does everything. I will do it the quote air quotes old school way. Create partition, apply. It's done. That's it. So system reserved, master service record, I believe that's called reserved, and that's gonna be your primary drive. So you hit next. The shells should be pretty quick, guys. It's not like rocket science or brain surgery. I'm not trying to be insulting to anyone's intelligence. It's just like if you've done Windows, installed Windows a couple times, even from back in the day, like installing Windows 95, which was a pain in the ass because you used floppies, and from floppies you would move into load DOS, and from DOS you would tell it to load, point to the CD, and you would tell it to load the executable from there, and then you would launch into Windows 95 setup and go that route. So that's usually how it goes. So I'm gonna pause this and I'll bring you back when it's at the next screen. And keep in mind, this will be like seconds to you and like minutes or quote, man, probably minutes, maybe an hour to me. So see you in a bit again. Uh, Right now we're at 50%. So halfway there. So see you all in a bit again. All right, so it got to 77% and restarted, so should be at the next step after this to installing Windows 11. Should be pretty quick. That's also why this lab is also only worth 10 points. Something crazy. No, it's installing. I will bring you back one more time, hopefully, and that should be the end of it in terms of pausing when this is done installing. So see you all in a bit. All right, let's get restarted again after quote unquote going through the install. I'm just keeping the window small because resizing it can be kind of a pain, to be honest with you guys. But we're getting there. You know, again, if you've never set up Windows before, this is how Windows 11 looks like. See, the last 6%. I don't know if I should pause it and eat my own words, but nope, guess not. I'm not doing that today. It's Saturday, so just trying to hang in there, guys. It's week 2. I mean, you guys made it this far, so hey, congrats. You're a quarter of the way through. Then it'll be week 3, then week 4. The scary, scary midterm, right? Don't worry, midterm won't be hard. Probably 25 or 30 questions. I haven't decided yet. I'm writing it, but just haven't decided how many questions it's going to be. Don't worry. Final's probably 5 more questions than what the midterm will be. So look at that. Windows 11, the sound we all kind of know now because you got forced into it. Let's not get into it. Yes, it's in America, United States, whatever you want to click on. But click the US because else you're going to have networking issues. So yes, if you want to know why, message me later. I can explain it. I don't want to add a second keyboard layout. Skip. But let me see if it does the account thing here. Check it for updates. Because I want to skip, like I said, having a Microsoft account with us because it's kind of more pain in the butt when we need to do things. That's why a local account is just literally your only account on this machine, right? And it's less. That's what you. Well, the other thing is if you have your Microsoft account already tied into your current machine, you have a license. This will proceed that and revoke it, so you'll kind of be stuck in a weird loop, and I don't want that to happen. That's why I'm saying to do it this way. Some of you will be nodding, going, "Oh, yeah, I get it." Others will be like, "What are you talking about? You're speaking Greek." Now you'll see in a minute. So we will get there. Come on, machine. This shouldn't take too long. This is called OBE or out of box experience. When you buy any new PC, even if you build it, you install Windows, you still have to go through all of this regardless. It always does this. So I just want to be able to just type in the bloody command or I go to command prompt in it and input keyboard. Huh. Let me see. Soft keyboard. Oh, cool. I have a virtual keyboard I can use. That's neat. Never really use it, but sometimes if you ever run into an issue where um, your keyboard or your main computer, your physical computer isn't working, you still have your mouse, on the login screen, I think if you click on the options to the far right or the 3 dots, you can do virtual on-screen keyboard and still log in that way. So the more you know, right? So let me see here. I have it pulled up on my left key, so I have to hit Shift and the F10 key if I get to the account screen that brings up command prompt. So let's see. I know it's restarting because it's loading all the drivers and building all the Windows stuff on the back part of it, air quotes that we don't normally see before it gets those what's called the GUI, the thing you interact with every day. You click on Start, click on Files, File Explorer, this computer, or it's this PC now. I'm dating myself, I see. So I'm going to name it. I'm going to call it Windows 10, Win 11 S26 version 26. Okay, contain only numbers. Why? I don't want it to contain only numbers. Can't contain it. It doesn't like the space. So there you go. 111. I can do hyphen. Okay, hyphen. Hyphen it is. You can call yours whatever you want. I was gonna call it Bob, but that belongs to my Windows 10 machines. I'm not gonna, use that for I don't know, superstitious reasons. Weird. I'm not a sailor or anything. It's just they're a superstitious lot. It's just a running, it's just a joke. It's a dad joke. I'm kidding. But yeah, you're gonna go through a couple restart screens, unfortunately, with this thing. It's just how it is, sadly. Here we are. So it shouldn't take too long, but it does take a bit. I get it. So now we're at the next screen. Oh, it's gonna ask me. It just asks me all this stuff, right? So I'm gonna do personal. See, use a personal Microsoft account. That's not what we want. But let me see if I can go next and then do the command for it to not use it. So it's Shift F10. There it is. Awesome. So I'm gonna do start MS C oops, local only. I heard that these supposedly, nope, they didn't patch it out. Hell yeah. Sorry, I get excited because this is where I want to get to. I'm gonna call this one Win11S26. Then I'm gonna enter a super secret password. You can enter whatever password you want. Just write it down or remember it because you're going to be using it to log in. This is what I'm referring to. This account will have all the rights I need. I don't have to go through a Microsoft account online and constantly be connected kind of deal. This is just your main computer local account. That's what it's for, and that's what it is. So let me use a password I used for like my most basic thing at home that no one really uses. Oh Lord, you can make up whatever you want. You know what? I'm gonna put that was actually my first dog. If you're curious, he was a Rottweiler. He was awesome. And yes, my nickname was totally Merced, right? No, it wasn't. Um, but I'm just using that as answers. But again, this is just for this um, air quotes computer within a computer, right? Because that's what it is. But this is so we can do things on this virtual machine so it doesn't affect your main machine in case something breaks or something holds it up. I don't want you guys to go through that. If you, again, can't run a second virtual machine for Windows, talk to me. We'll work something out where you use your main machine and we'll just have to modify the assignment a little bit. It's okay. It happens, and not making fun of anybody. That's not the point. But it's life, right, guys? You work with what you got. I turn off all this junk because I don't want it. Anything else in here they want me to agree to? And you hit accept, and ta-da! So there you go. Congratulations, we've installed Windows 11. Almost. I'm waiting for the start bar to pop up. There we are. Personally, I don't like having my menu there bar there because I'm old school and I like having it on the far left. So if you're curious how to change it, you go to right click down here on settings, tray icons, and you want to go to task behaviors. My mistake. Click there and click left. To frickin' die. So what are you submitting in this assignment? This is fine if you submit this or even just like this, showing the name down here, whatever you called it. Cool. Just submit one. Don't worry about saying two. I'm going to update that right now. But there you go, guys. Congratulations. We installed Windows 11. That's why it's worth 10 points. It used to be worth 10 because it was Windows 10. I'm not going to update it to 11 points because that would just make things weird. So I will see you in the next lab, guys. Take it easy.